Okay, so what are we now? Monday the 13th of November. You can hear them roaring. We have had Storm Debi cross overhead last night and she's literally just gone now. What are we? Dinner time, Monday, 1 o'clock. I woke up last night at around 4:30 and it was blowing hard at that hour. Now, I didn't sleep very well through it, but there's no electricity now at home and there's a lot of trees down around. So I had the cattle, as you can see them there, the fence, I'm on this side of the fence. There's a fence, like a lane where they are standing now, and they had this side of the hedge and the lower side of the hedge for the last few days. So they had lots of shelter from the wind and the rain. We had a lot of rain as well. But they would be glad now to move. So a real quick show of what they're coming on to. Now this has been picked by a couple of them calves already, but it's nice long woolly stuff here. And also with the smaller herd, I can give them that little bit of a smaller area, and they have that hedge there to keep the wind from blowing too hard on them. So that is the quick update, and that is the situation we're in at the minute. So let me just walk down. You can see where the calves have been wooling out of that little bit of yellowing that's on the grass. Now, I was actually going to give them twice this area, and I thought to myself, why am I doing that? I need to spare out my room. So they're kind of calling to me now. They look a slight bit empty. As I say, it was full silage yesterday, so all the grass was ate. So they'll be glad to go in here now and get this bit of grass. So what I'll do is I'll open the fence and let them in, and then I'm going to go and get them a trailer load of silage as well and gather up my fences. So yeah, they're a sorry for looking bunch at the minute. It was a tough old night. The wind was fairly strong. Cavan didn't get a red warning. Funnily enough, we only got an amber warning, but our electricity is out at the minute. So let me get these moving. I'll be back. Fence open. No, they're not too bad actually. They're not that empty looking. No, they're not empty at all, in fact. Just a bit shook up after that wind. And rain, a lot of rain too. So drains are overflowed again. But at the end of the day, once the land is wet, it can get no wetter, I suppose. On a hill anyhow. It can only flow away off down to the Shannon. Now I have to go, and there's cattle next door to me here, so I'm going to go and put electric wire down along this ditch. This is obviously the bounds here. Next door is next door. And the wind is still blowing here. We're on the top of the hill, but it's definitely calming down. There's yellow warnings for wind for the rest of the day, I think, until 4 o'clock. So a tight little place here, you can see now. It's a lovely, this is my favourite field in the whole farm. We're going to work our way across over to that far ditch, and then we have the same again on the far side of that, of our summer stockpile growth. And yeah, then we have a few more acres then. Let me see. We're going to go right back down to the very, very bottom down here. And I must check that out actually later on and see what it looks like. There's a nice bit of, there's dry ground and very wet ground down there as well. But it's back down to the bottom and around after this high spot. I'll try and drag it out as long as I can. But the cattle have their heads down, they're grazing. I'm going to go and do a little bit more fencing and get them a trailer load of silage to keep them happy and quiet for the day, and I'll be back. So my time has been cut short. I have to go and do a little job first, and I'll probably be back to them this evening, and I'll give them a trailer load of silage. But as you can see, they're quiet for now. They've lots of picking in front of them, and even if I didn't get back, they'd be okay till morning. So that's a decision I might make later on. So I have a little bit of a fence in here to stop them from going through to next door, just to be sure, and we can then work our way on through the field as the days and weeks move on. So we're halfway through November. November, as we say, we had a storm last night, Storm Debi, and November is the month for high winds. Hence the trees getting rid of their leaves. So that's all part of nature's way. So yeah, I will come back to these later or in the morning, and we'll make a little video and put this together. I was busy last week, I didn't get to record much, but I'm going to try and get back on top of things now that we have a little bit of comfort up here on the higher ground. So yeah, that is the situation on the 13th of November. I'll be back. How are you getting on, bully? What about an old Rubby? That's that boy. No bother to you. Now, you're getting nice and hairy. That's a quiet bull. November 14th, I think. Now, I'm only getting back to these cattle now. I got a bit of a phone call from a friend of mine, and it's a friend in need, so I had to go and look after him. So I'm definitely late coming back to these. So I'm actually 24 hours late. Look who's landed again. That little shit. My calf is out as well. But these are after being tightened, so I'm expecting them to be hungry. They're not too bad though, so I'm going to go under this wire and I'll be back in a sec. I can see our little lamb here is excited to see silage coming as well. Right, no, they're not empty looking, but they're anxious. Right, I will be back. So a little walk through the cattle here now. You can definitely see that I had them tightened. They have the tips of them rushes. In fact, they have all of the rushes tipped, should I say. So yeah, we were a little bit late coming back. Now I've given them one big large trailer load. It's kind of compact. So what I do is I get the bales delivered and I tip them on their sides, and it's chopped side, it's double chopped, so I can use the fork and lift it up in layers like onions, like an onion, and it helps me then carry the maximum amount in the trailer. So I'm only going to give them one trailer tonight because it's evening time now. They've enough here now to fill them for this evening, and I'll be back first thing in the morning to give them another bit, and I'll leave them on this little area for another night. So yeah, they can only fill themselves once, so there's no point in putting two trailer loads here. What they'll do is they'll fill up and they'll lie down the rest of it and sleep for the night. So just fill them up. Yeah, I could have filled them this morning and filled them again this evening, but that's what happens the other time. So we'll leave them here another 24 hours, if not 36, and in across the wire into there. So yeah, the rain is still coming in the evening times. Today, as you know, we had Storm Debi yesterday. Electricity only came on with us last night at 10:30. There's still houses without electricity, one-off houses here and there. You wouldn't know how long more it'll take for them to get their power back on. But we got our power on last night at 10:30, and we had a great old evening before that. We had the cards out and we boiled the kettle on the stove and we had our tea with candlelight. So it was good old crack. Yeah, so that is the situation on, let me see, the 14th of November. We're late, but we're here. And let me turn around. It looks like now we're going to have a nice evening. We have a clear sky, so not too bad. They're happy now, and our sheep is back. So that's our little update halfway through November. And for now, I will say good luck and goodbye.